Another interesting thing that we're looking forward to is the Grenadier rework. So all Grenadiers in every single civilization will be getting reworked, and essentially they'll be becoming a bit more useful as they will have multipliers for infantry in general and better siege, so making them more useful and reliable in the earlier ages as well. But now we have an Ethiopian mirror. African civs have a clear trend of rushing the fast industrial, using the cheaper libraries, especially with Ethiopia being able to make up for its eco thanks to Goa migration. H3 card over here allows you to start spawning villages over time, and you get these crates for the age ups and buildings, and essentially just rush for industrial age and send the industrial shipments for military, and continue getting foreign units from the spice shop using export, so that you can still maintain an army if your shipments are lost. And yeah, Daniel is right, he does still have Malta in his arsenal.
Yes.
But yeah, this will be pretty straightforward, nothing to do 8 minutes, because 8 minutes is pretty much when the industrial age hits, so both players will essentially just be in their bases, going through their library text and trying to get the industrial as soon as possible. Africans have a unique age up system where they have a red, yellow, and a blue tech line on their library. The red texts are for military, yellow is for economy, and blue is for civil buildings. And what Ethiopia does is go through the yellow tech line and the blue one. The yellow one actually gives crates of food once researched, so essentially you pay food to age up, like 250 for the first one if I remember correctly, and then you get quite a bit of that food back, so you essentially are able to instantly go for the next research and age up quite fast. As mentioned, the fast industrial happens at 8 minutes for African civilizations. Which grenadiers will you have fun with when it comes out? Well, definitely German grenadiers and Peruvian ones. Germany does get grenadiers for free from cup factories over time. Only one, but using the faster infantry things at H4, you can essentially get almost instantaneous grenadiers, as Maxi has demonstrated before on a free-for-all stream of the Nordic patch, the pre-patch. And the other one is of course Peru, because Peru actually has grenadiers unlocked in their barracks at H2. So once you build the barracks, not only do you have your access to skirmishers, anti-cav, musketeers, whatever, but you also have grenadiers. So it makes Peru quite a nice grenadier rush civ. And looks like Daniel is focusing the blue line, going for the tower builds.
Yes.
As I mentioned before, I am actually quite sick, so my throat is starting to hurt a bit from this casting. So I apologize for sudden coughs and hacks in my throat. Yeah. Didn't want to delay this tournament match any longer. And yeah, here we are. Not at our best, but finally here. this tournament actually has been quite a success overall, especially for balancing as well, because we were able to bring attention to all these civs that have been played on an official level, on a more competitive scale, and as mentioned, kind of catch the weaknesses and of course the advantages of each civ and bring them to a more of a balanced state. So what I'm trying to say is, for example, the Balkan civs, for example, as a culture, they're quite powerful thanks to their access to powerful buildings and geese. So with geese, they are able to very safely and more efficiently, compared to pretty much all the other civs except the other Balkan civs, have a steady food source and in a protected range, and just gather geese. And thanks to the geese, Serbia can infinitely continue the Hajduk doom stack, and Bulgaria can go through the ages quite fast. Greece can even maintain itself on land, and well, Romania's Romania. Can't really say much about Romania, but as a result of this tournament, as we've seen Bulgaria and Serbia, once they've done their thing, being quite unbeatable, geese will be getting a nerf. They will be costing more and fattening a little slower, I believe. Therefore, the geese livestock boom won't be that easy or that efficient anymore. Yeah, Riot Coke making a good example. I do have to, not have to, but I do put more emphasis while I'm casting, so it does sound more interesting, like a sports commentator. But unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry, I can't be my usual super excited sportscaster mode, as my throat does actually hurt quite bad. There were even memes about my sportcasting, not memes but jokes, at some point at the early stages of the tournament. But unfortunately, well, can't do it today. And as mentioned, both players hitting the industrial mark at 8 minutes. So it's been quite chill so far, nothing really happening. As mentioned at the start of the game, I did mention that we would see nothing until both players got industrial. So the final question, how much more balanced will be the next patch be? I'd say with the Nordic patch that none of these current civs can be really considered broken anymore. At least in a 1v1 environment, none of these civs will be clearly overpowered over all of the civs. There will be no such civ. So say Serbia won't be able to do that Hajduk Doom stack as efficiently and as in great numbers as before, so it will be a bit easier, since it won't be 20 remaining Hajduks killing you with 90 damage, but more like it will be 5 that have low HP. So even though you lose some units thanks to the Serbian bonus, you'll still be able to kill them. Some Cossacks coming in but unable to catch the villager. Roma horsemen, very good against infantry, will be kind of patrolling about. So as mentioned, Ethiopia is a civ that goes through the yellow and blue tech lines, therefore they don't actually have military unlocked. Therefore, they can't actually build barracks and palaces and stables and build units. Therefore, they have to rely on spice shops, which create spice stalls, which is how Africans gather export. So Africans also have export like the Asian civilizations. However, with export, it's not through the council, but the spice shop where they can train foreign units like normal. And also the final upgrades for, say, imperial units, imperial upgrades, they also have to use export for the final upgrades. Sepoys coming from the spice shop. Daniel also has Neftenia present. Pretty decent units, if I must say. Oh, there we are, the mountain guns. Mountain guns are very, very powerful African cannons. They have very, very high base damage and nice splash. Also pretty tanky and hard to kill. So we're about to see them in action. Coming towards it, Ethiopia. And the thing about Ethiopia is, as a civ, they have the extra hit point bonus. So as you can see, the town center here actually has 20,000 HP. Looks like he will be going for the tower. But as you can see, 350 base damage with 4 splash and 2 times the multiplier for infantry and buildings. So going at 700 flat each time, 1400 on the towers. Looks like Daniel will be just stalling and trying to mass up before actually engaging. But as mentioned, as you go through the Ethiopian blue tech lines, your buildings become very, very hard to kill. But now we have the Indian shipment for Ethiopia, getting the siege elephants, very, very good anti-artillery units, thanks to their range in this certain matchup. That will be Daniel's best bet at clearing the mountain guns easily. But Jerimuno is actually going to be hitting Imperial Age here, which means that the shipments he's previously sent will be available once more. Mountain guns going down, but Sepoys melee pretty much clearing Daniel's entire army there. Final Sepoy going down as well. That will be Jerry's win. I believe the foreign units do shadow tech, so all these units will now be Imperial, the foreign units. So town center still just only entering the normal hit points of a normal town center, but another Indian shipment coming in with 3 siege elephants and lots of sepoy, getting the Cossacks in as well. If you can protect the siege elephants, they can still deal nice damage. Right, Cossacks now coming in as well. They might get caught. They actually pull out one horseman there, but Jerry does realize and pull them all back together. Menelik also back up. We do have lots of Cossacks and Oromo horsemen here. Villager, ooh, just barely entering the tower. We now have mountain guns on Daniel's side, so that's going to be quite devastating for his infantry, having 5 artillery units now. He has the sepoy to kind of take care of the cavalry. will be able to prevent the tower from being built. He does kind of reveal his army here, so Jerimuno is already retreating. He knows he needs some better answers for that powerful artillery. Shinko is saying it's not over Bulgaria, so you're essentially admitting that Bulgaria is an overpowered enough civ that it is an assured victory. Much more sepoy coming in with siege elephants. Yes. Looks like both players not having too much practice with Ethiopia in recent times due to the delays. Kind of forget what they're doing. Oh, but the triple siege elephant volley gets rid of the mountain gun. And to be honest, Daniel really needed those mountain guns to get rid of the Bengal sepoy. That is a huge hit to Daniel's army already, and Jerimuno is actually probably going to win this since he also has the Imperial version. As we can see, siege elephants with 1700 HP versus just 1000. We can clearly see a huge advantage. 100 HP difference. That will be victory number 2 for Jerimuno. Huge eco gap there, and in terms of units killed, we can see a gigantic gap as well. Well played by Jerimuno, definitely a better execution of Ethiopia. Imperial Age making a huge difference. And my throat is about to just go bye.